Hello, and welcome to the Nashville Area Chapter's quarterly newsletter. I have a lot of information that I'd like to share with you today, so I hope you'll take a few minutes, sit back, relax, and listen in. As you know, our mission is to alleviate human suffering in the face of emergencies by engaging the power of volunteers and the generosity of donors. I can assure you our mission has flourished during these COVID times, and I want to thank you all for doing that. You have followed the mantra of adapt and overcome and make the mission happen. You will hear throughout this video many great things that we've accomplished in our chapter. COVID appears to be with us for the foreseeable future, so we must cover, distance, and clean. And distance is important because that's what's going to help us get rid of this terrible virus. And I know we don't like it, but it's something we must do and continue to work virtually. Our number one goal is to keep our volunteers, our partners, our clients, and staff safe and healthy. I know it's tough to work remotely. However, I am thankful you have persevered. We will be back in person before you know it, and I hope we learn soon how our volunteers and staff can receive the vaccinations. Our chapter has done very well in logging volunteer hours, and I'm thankful for that because we're ahead of goal. We've done that through many volunteer opportunities, including serving in hurricanes, tornadoes, wildfires, a bombing, and serving our military and blood donor areas, as well as educating our youth in safety. On top of that, our volunteers were instrumental in implementing a new process, RC Cares, in disaster cycle services. Kathy Goodrich in our chapter joined other volunteers from across the region to make a work group to install this software. I'm very excited RC Cares is up and running thanks to these individuals. It was a tough row to hoe. However, they made it happen and our volunteers accepted it and embraced it, and we're better off for it because it makes responding to people's needs much easier. It was nice to see volunteers from several chapters come together and assist with the Christmas bombing response. Even on Christmas Day, volunteers and staff rose to the occasion serving those affected, and they continue to serve those today with needs that still have not been met. A big thank you goes out to our interim disaster program manager, Mike Moody, and our interim disaster program specialist, Stephen Durham, for filling in for the former DPM, Kevin Watt, who was promoted to the regional readiness and preparedness manager, and our former disaster program specialist, Zach Stokes, who was promoted to the Kentucky region team as senior disaster program manager. We certainly miss them in their roles, but I never miss a chance, and I'm happy to celebrate promotions. Mike and Stephen have done an incredible job in a very active fall and early winter. I know they're really ready to celebrate a job well done and take a breather. Now, they were the interim folks. Our new disaster program manager is Kelly Farrell, and she comes to us from the sister region in eastern North Carolina. We're happy to have her in her position, and she's already serving in great capacity. Katie Smith joined us as the disaster program specialist to replace Zach, and she too is also up and running, serving volunteers and clients. We have some great volunteer positions available, and I want to encourage you to visit the respective areas of these positions and see if they're a fit for you. It's a great way to engage in other lines of service while we continue to work from home. Our disaster action team and our client assistance card runners need folks to help them. These are frontline services. That's where the rubber meets the road in helping our clients recover. We desperately need blood donors this time of year, and I hope that you can give blood. We need all types of blood, and if you've had COVID, we need convalescent COVID plasma. So if you can give, I encourage you to give. I look at it like this. Those of you that do annual physicals and they draw blood for your physical, it's the same thing. You just have to sit there a little bit longer. So if you can give, I hope you will give. We have an exciting new Service to the Armed Forces program that's beginning this week, and it just started, which is making phone calls to clients we have served in the past to follow up with them to see if they're okay, ensure they have the latest COVID information, and you can do this job from the comfort of your own home while making someone's day. I have some very exciting news about our Lifesaver breakfast. This year, we will not be having a Lifesaver breakfast in person. It will now be our Lifesaver special event. And that special event is going to be with great partners like News Channel 2, Nissan, the Titans, and others. And that event will be on TV on March 3rd from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. We'll be highlighting our lines of services with stories. We'll have celebrities sing. There will be a telethon line open, and we'll hear from other notable Middle Tennesseans that I'm sure you will recognize. We have committees formed. We're currently working on this event, and we're going to make it a success. If you have an interest in joining us, please let Daniel Harden know, DANIEL.Harden, HARDEN, at redcross.org, and email him, and he will share with you how you can get engaged. I'll leave you with a few stories from our clients. I had a friend call the other day and share that she gave blood for the first time because she felt like I'd guilted her into it because I put it on social media every time I give, and I'm always posting stories on social media about the need for blood. She said it was so easy to do, she could not believe she hadn't done it before, and she looks forward to giving in the future. We also had a client call and share her story about the tornado back in March. She said she would have been lost without the Red Cross during our March 3rd tornado. She was thankful that someone cared enough to help her meet her needs after the tornado so she could get her life back to normal. And lastly, I've had a few good friends call me and thank me for the donors who gave convalescent plasma. Because of that donation, they felt like their parents, their loved ones, had been saved because they received that COVID plasma. Thank you to everyone who made these stories happen, because it doesn't happen without our volunteers. As we move into the second part of our fiscal year, I encourage you to continue to engage in our meaningful work. Our mission does not happen without you. I thank you for your time, your talent, and your treasure. I look forward to a much better year than we had last year, and I thank you so much for your engagement with the American Red Cross, our Nashville area chapter.